Any other?
From the peanut gallery.
From the penile gallery.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, you're the only one here with that body part.
Yeah.
Hey! Body part attached.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Where do you keep your chopped off penises?
Closet.
Dry aged.
Yeah, they're all great.
I was about to say mine's attached to my husband.
I mean, I have one there too, but like I've also got friends. Welcome to the Streamless Podcast. Today I'm joined by Cordelia.
In the continuing saga of Cordi accidentally eating strange things, she recently ate soap.
Nice.
Nice clean content.
Yeah.
Simon.
I'm going to quit my job and start a career as a millionaire.
All right.
Well, listen, can I also have that same job?
Share the wealth.
Right, listen. I'd love that. And I am Rhenvi. And hot girl summer is over, but Thautum has arrived.
Hell
yeah. So right off the bat here, I got to talk to you guys about something that like it triggered in me last night, and I think everyone's had those moments where like it's middle of the night, right? And you're wondering like you've either heard something or saw something or a combination of both, and you don't know if like your body is punking you, if it's like you're literally losing your gourd or something's in the house, right? That you haven't identified yet. And it's these little random, we're still getting used to this place. So there's moments of like, what's that sound? And it could be the ominous little, just a click. And everyone else is dead asleep in the middle of the night. My body's like, we heard a click, we heard a click, we heard a click. Did you hear a click? Did you hear a click? I heard a click. We could be fine, or it's a serial killer. Like, there's no in between. It's almost like Googling, I feel sick, and Google's like, cancer. No, like, it literally, it won't even suggest common cold. But, like, I have this existential dread crisis, and for some reason, like, if I turn on the light, why does that make sense? Like, suddenly everything's okay. But,
because you'd be able to see your doom on its way with the light being on.
Shouldn't that be more frightening?
No,
shouldn't that be worse?
Once you turn the light on, you know there's nothing there.
Or
I think that's
you
what
find
it is.
out something's there.
Well, and then at that point, you're dead and it's fine.
Yeah, at that point, you're phasmophobia. It's game over. But no, it literally was the tiniest little, like, random, almost pop click noise. And I've heard it periodically, like at different times throughout the day. Not every day, not every night. But I'll hear it and I'm just like, did one of the veins in my brain decided to just pop? Am I suddenly schizophrenic? Is there a ghost? What's happening here? And the worst part of it is your memory brother friend would sleep through the apocalypse. I could literally be slaughtered next to him in bed. He wouldn't know until the morning. Just be like, oh, what happened? Oh, God. Like, he would literally roll over and be covered like, oh, you're very soggy today. How's it going? Oh, wow. It would just be like, no realization. And I'd be like, oh, okay, thanks. But like, that's all I can think of. Like, has there ever been any little bump in the night or like potential mental, like, is this it? Am I losing it? Like, am I alone? I just have to know, because I spent an absorbent amount of time last night trying to figure out what this click was without getting out of bed, mind you, because they could be under the bed. they could be trying to mess me up. I was literally sitting in my bed with my cell phone. What could possibly make these kinds of noises in the middle of the night? Google again was not helpful. Like, either you're gonna die or check it out in the morning. Like, there was no in between, like, happy medium. So I just was like,
Googling
wow.
what made that noise, and WebMD comes up.
Yeah.
Serial killer.
I'll have you know, though, I put that talking point in at 3 a.m. So it was literally when I was experiencing a little bit of crisis. I just didn't know what was happening.
Like, if I go down at night, at least they'll know I was suspicious.
Yeah, slightly paralyzing fear. Please send help if you don't hear from me. But yeah. Oh, anything for you guys? Anything crazy?
I usually sleep either on my back or on my left side, which means I face the wall.
Okay.
And it's not even been like 2 weeks, but I woke up. I was laying down, I was just laying on my side. I was in bliss. And then in the dead of night and fucking dark, I just heard what sounded like wooden sticks clacking together like a fucking marionette puppet.
Oh no! Okay.
And it was right above my ear too.
Oh Jesus!
And I was just there like, I couldn't see anything because obviously I was looking at the wall. So I'm like, there's something behind me.
You're like,
I don't know if this is a massive man-eating murder puppet or a standard serial killer. But either way,
Wait
if
a
I
minute.
turn around...
Did you just
I am
WebMD us? Massive or just a normal stalker? It's fine.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. Also, that's brave as shit to just face the wall at night. The amount of existential dread I would have in my... I already don't sleep when I lay down, but never mind the fact that if I didn't have a view of what could be around me and I'm just facing oh my god.
I mean,
How are you? How's your psyche? Are you doing okay? Because I have concerns.
But the wall is safe.
Is it?
The wall isn't gonna stab me.
Is it? I just so curious. I mean, in the end, if I had a wall to look at, which right now where my bed is, I don't have like an immediate wall to look at. It might be better because I've spooked my own self in the same kind of fashion, not remembering, and I attribute this back to my like need to pack a week before anything happens. Like if we come to visit you next year, like my bags will be packed a week in advance, just sitting there waiting, just waiting, because I have to do it a week. But sometimes I'll lay out my clothes. I'll lay out my clothes on a hanger and hang it up. In the middle of the night, that is like the hanged sister looking at you, and you're like, "Oh God, are you gonna murder?" It's clothes. You tell yourself it's clothes. You layer it out before you went to bed. It's clothes. It's clothes. It's clothes. I did this in high school. I had gotten a really fun prom dress, and I was just infatuated about it. And it was like a couple weeks beforehand, and I was like, "Oh, it's so pretty." And then like 2 days beforehand, I hung it up, like I'm behind my door, and then I hung it up like I had like a little wall sconce light thing, hung it up there. The amount of blood curdling screams that came out of my mouth when I woke up in the middle of the night and forgot that I'd hung the dress up, just to see like just a flat 2D dress on the wall, headless, and it was a deep red color too. So like at night, that's just dark, right? And I was like, oh, this is how I die. And then I forgot I hung it on the light once, which sticks out more. And I thought it was, my mind started saying, it's hovering closer to you. And I was like, oh, cool. This is where I die. Like, this is what happens. And it took a lot of me to like wake up and realize it's a dress from JCPenney's. You aren't dying. Like, but the thought was there. Like, you might actually just not wake up tomorrow via prom dress. You're welcome. No, but it's to the point where I won't get out of bed. I can't do it. I can't, because what if they grab my ankles? That's not what I'm scared about. I'm scared about the dress, not the underbed monsters, but you never know. They could be scared too. Shoot, grab me out of instinct, you know? Like, I can't do it.
They see the dress and grab you like, oh, save me.
Yeah. Yeah, and we didn't have cell phones then. So, like, I couldn't text my sister in the next room, like, please come save me. You know, like, without, like, yelling, right? You know, and I couldn't, like, and I wasn't close to the wall either. So maybe your wall theory backs up. But anyway, I wasn't close to the wall to be able to do, like, the whole, like, sibling knock thing. Like, hey, hoping they weren't asleep because it was probably
right.
2 a.m. again. But, like, I was just kind of just sitting there in fear until my alarm clock went off. And I was like, stretch eyelids. Oh, this is fine. Let's go to school now. You know? Feeling like Ren and Stimpy with those little toothpicks in my eyes. Like, we got this. It's fine. Let's go. So terrifying. So terrifying. But I continue to do this kind of shit to myself. And then the only other thing that does crack me up, but I think it doesn't, I think my dog thinks it sometimes too. He'll wake himself out of a dead ass sleep snoring by his own farts. And it's probably the most precious thing on the face of the planet. He's like, the fuck is that? But he'll start looking, like, investigating his butthole. Like, why did my butt make sounds? Like, because he can't process that piece of it, and it's fucking precious. And I'm like, all right, dude, I don't know what to tell you, but, like, Godspeed. But that's so rare. It's usually just me who's like, oh, by the way, X monster is gonna give it to me, and I'm fucked.
I mean, honestly, you know me, I don't really get spooked by stuff.
No, you don't. Which cracks me up whenever anyone triggers a jump scare on your channel. I'm like, ha, been there.
Or the fact that sometimes in a game tries to jump scare and it scares people in chat, but I just look at the camera like, you tried.
Yeah.
But I don't really have anything paranormal. I worked in a theater that I'm convinced was haunted. I was just on the good side of the ghosts. But because in college I worked at the Bonstall Theater at Wayne State University, which they've since closed down the theater, but that's a whole nother story. And I've been
ghosts got them.
The look on your face when you said that, like, the ghosts. Yeah.
No, I've been in that building alone. It's a historical building in Detroit, so, like, they can't really change too much at this point. And so it's old. I mean, you can renovate and make it look pretty and stuff, but, like, you can't change the layout or anything.
The bones,
Yeah. And so, like, it's an old building, and the Jessie Bonstall, who's the person it's named after, used to actually live in there. We don't know if she died in there, but yeah, she used to live. She used to live in there.
Went from okay.
And there's reports from other people that have been there of, like, things moving on their own or sounds that shouldn't have happened and all of this other stuff. And I'm sitting here going, I kind of wish I would have experienced some of that stuff. Just,
That would have been fucking
but
cool.
I'm glad I didn't. Also, on the other hand, just because then it would just be really weird. But, Jessie was always good to me. She was awesome to me. I think it's because every time I left the theater, I was like, good night, Jessie. And, every time I walked into there, I always said hello. Like, I was courteous to her. So I think she just left me alone when other people didn't do those things.
I'm fairly convinced in the end of times, you and Nate will be the only ones left alive. One, I'll tell you why. One, you sit there and you are courteous to ghosts. Nate is courteous to all of the AI devices he ever meets. He tells them please and thanks them afterwards. Like, you have an Alexa or Google and you ask him a question, he's like, thank you so much. And I'm like, the fuck? And he's like, listen, in the robot uprising, they'll kill me last. Like, so I feel like the two of you will just be, like, alive and safe for some fucked up reason of, like, courtesies to, like, dead or artificial things. But no, I needed to... It's so funny when you said, like, you were there in the dark before and had been there alone. It wasn't until I saw, like, I don't even remember who it was, and I wish I could find their account again. There was someone who was doing, like, TikToks based on them walking through, like, quiet, closed-off theaters. And that, I hadn't realized, like, New Fear Unlocked, or I hadn't realized, like, it was really that kind of scary until walking through in the middle of the night and you're trying to, like, listen for, like, random, again, either paranormal activity or utter fucking insanity, like these little clicks or thuds or shadows. And I was like, I would have never been scared of that before. Well, and now, terrified.
One of the bigger things, like, usually if you're in a theater alone like that, the curtain's up on the stage and everything. But sometimes, like, if it's, down and whatnot, and you're in the house, like, where all the seats are and nobody's there with you, the amount of sound deadening in there is creepy as well. Because it's like being in a sound booth because everything absorbs it. Now, if the curtain's up, it's not as bad, because if you drop something when the curtain's down in that big open area with all the sound deadening, you just hear, like, a thump, when you drop it. Just a thump.
Yeah.
But,
so cool.
Huh?
Sounds so cool. I'd love to walk around in this fucking dead-ass theater.
Yeah. And then, but if the curtain's up, because that curtain deadens a lot more sound than you would think. But if the curtain's up and you drop that same thing, it's more of a think, because you hear the echo off the back of the stage. If there's no sound or if there's no set up at that point, if it's just dead stage, nothing open or nothing on there, you get that echo. So, and there have been times where, I've heard certain things like move, I think. But again, it's an old building. So I'm like, Jessie probably just decided she didn't like where this light was pointing. She just...
This first name basis. Nah, Jessie's just redecorating. It's fine. If I came over to your house and you're like, oh, yes. I mean, you have a built-in Jessie. So insert extra, like actual ghost name in your house. Like, oh yeah, that's just Frederick. And I'd be like, what? What is Frederick doing? Who is Frederick? Why are you friends? Like, I have questions. But no, you talked about sound in like if the curtain's up or down. And I think everybody thought like a pin drop, right? Something small. My mind went silverware drawer now. And I was like, how bad can we hear this? With the curtain up or the curtain down? I just imagine just...
Listen, my brain, when you said that they heard voices they weren't supposed to hear, my brain just went, yeah, so we're contacting you about your car's extended warranty.
Yes.
Oh. I also would love to see you in a theater like that, alone, with the lights off, just your pussy baby with just 3 seconds, and you'd be like, you know what? Not anymore.
Except all the lights would not be off. There would be one singular light on, and that's the ghost light on the stage.
So it can have its performance.
Well, the whole idea is to keep the ghosts appeased. Actually, it's a safety measure, but the whole thing about they call it the ghost light because you don't want to leave a theater in the dark because then the ghosts know they're ghosts type thing. But the safety measure is you put the ghost light on the stage so anyone that's walking in on the dark can see the edge of the stage and doesn't fall into the pit and die.
You mean, doesn't become a ghost?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a ghost preventative, We
Yes.
got birth control, we got ghost preventative. It's like that same kind of thing. Oh, yeah. Also, how trippy is that? So the ghosts don't know that they're ghosts? Like, wait, what?
That just sounds cruel, doesn't it?
It sounds like my mind went like Home Alone cover. Like, what? No.
I mean, there's
that painting where he's like, oh. What do
there's
you mean?
different superstitions about that. That's the one that I subscribe to because if you think about it, if you're a ghost and you're interacting with things and people are reacting to it, you're like, oh, I'm still alive. But then like you're in this theater alone at night and then you realize you can't turn the lights on yourself. You're like, oh, fuck, I'm a ghost. I'm pissed. Now I'm going to really hurt people. Like, no. You don't realize you're a ghost. It's fine.
I'm on the opposite end where I'm like, that ghost is walking around trying to have a fucking conversation, feeling ignored. It doesn't know why. It's like, I'm going to move this box for you guys. I'm going to be helpful. Maybe then you'll acknowledge my existence. Why are you running?
Why are you running? Why are you running? Why are you running?
Why are they always screaming when I try to help?
You're going to be the best, most confused ghost. I almost want to somehow tag team and see when that happens. Because you're going to like just take something, you're just going to just gently put it away. Like, okay, cool. They're done with this. They don't need it out in the open. It's fine. No big deal. They're going to be like, no. And they're going to be like, no, you've worked really hard today. Why don't you go home, kick back a little bit, close it up. And they're like, excuse me? The fuck's happening here? You're like, I'm giving you the day off, friend. Like, you don't have to work anymore. It's fine. Just go home.
I'm just going to leave a little note in their little ring binder for when they come back tomorrow. You did a great job. They come back 5 minutes later, forgot their case. And they just see someone wrote in their binder. They're all alone.
It's ghost writing. It's evidence.
I can see you constantly trying to be cute and sweet and generous and just like a loyal person. But everything that you do translates into like terror, right? So like you're just like, oh hey, have a nice day, smiley face. But what they see is like blood, and it's like die.
It's like I live in my own little like happy bubble.
Like a little wee happy few, like some joy you've taken. You know what I mean? Where you're just kind of sucked up in that, and it's like really gory in real life, but your mind is
I'm
like,
trying to hug someone. What they see is like someone getting demented.
yeah, yeah. Because that would be. I mean, come on, think about it. That would be the best of both worlds. Can you interact?
Horrifying.
Yes. Will it be universally recognized on both sides? No, and that's the challenge. Oh my god! I mean, you might make some more ghosts in the process.
I'm thinking, like, if you turn off that light, if I was the ghost,
Yeah.
and I didn't know if that light turning off is the deciding factor of me figuring it out, fucking turn it off, okay? I would rather know.
Yeah.
And then just be like, oh, I'm gonna rattle some chains now.
You're like, oh yes, thank you. I can just see you getting so excited with like chains. Yeah.
People are like, where did those chains come from? We don't have chains in here. I procured them.
And then you set them all up like a wind chime. Like, wait. This is not creepy. Hold on. Slide. Slide. Clink, clink, clink. Yeah, just little things. You're like in ghost school of your own self-taught ways to like best spook. You're like, all right, well, our chain pulls have been about 80% this week. Let's try to bump those numbers up.
Everybody, I want you to welcome Johnny. He just fell off some scaffolding last week, so, everyone welcome to the group. Johnny, we're going to start you out with just, moving small things, out of the corner of people's eyes. Just, yep, take those notes,
Yep,
take those
take
notes.
those
You
notes.
got this. All right, and after you move it, maybe lift it up just a little bit so it hovers. That usually gets them.
That's advanced for a first week, though.
It is, but I have
is.
faith in Johnny. I have faith in Johnny.
See, I was
Johnny?
thinking I'd start out with a little bit of like mug pushing,
Okay.
and then some moving of the coffee pot,
Okay.
some light flickering with the lights.
I like that touch.
But
Okay,
not not with the light switch, right? You're going to actually cut the electrical flow with your ghostly apparition.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice
see, light
touch,
switch
nice
takes some
touch.
finesse. You gotta finesse that little. Yeah, you can't.
But-
Nice touch.
Yes.
Nothing's more horrifying than drinking cold coffee in a blinky room.
Oh yes, perfect. I'm just saying you can make this into a whole, like, what do they call those people that do like the they sell auditoriums for like speaking engagements. I can't think of what I was
Special
gonna say.
events.
No, but like a motivational speaker. That's
Okay.
it. You could be
gonna
a
say
ghost
TED Talk.
motivational speaker, like, and this is how we terrorized all of. And you can do it too. Sign up for my free class.
Fucking
asterisk free asterisk.
asterisk. Death required.
Death
Yes.
required. Yes.
Yes.
Small price to pay. Small.
Very
price to
small,
pay.
minute.
Infinitesimal price to pay for this quality of a speech.
Would you like eternal life? All you gotta do is die
Yes.
first.
Yes. Listen,
Attend my seminar. Death required.
I'm in the background processing paperwork, like, poor unfortunate souls.
Listen, the reason I get scared when I'm like hearing sounds when I'm looking at the wall is because I've been dead once. I, much like the fucking witch doctor from Princess and the Frog, probably have friends on the other side.
Yeah. Whether they
I'm so
whether
sorry,
they
what?
remember you or not is a different story because you are definitely a much larger person than when you originally died.
Are you calling me tall?
Yes. I am calling
Sure.
you tall.
I'm so sorry. Wait a minute. When did you die? And
When I
when
was
did you
a
figure
baby.
out that you're dead? Was it when you started seeing all the different red signs and you realized that you were shot in the back and that little kid was talking to you? When did you find out that you were... That was a Sixth Sense reference. When did you find out that you were dead?
I was about a year old.
Oh,
I choked to death on baby food, and I was clinically dead for about a minute.
this explains a lot. But you know,
This is my get out of jail free card whenever I say something insane.
I kind of like that's this is what you shaped up afterwards. This is the Simon we got reincarnated.
Yeah.
In the same husk. It was like, no, you're good. Come back to life. Cool. This will be fine. Looking over their checklist, they're like, systems checked out okay. Maybe a tune-up next year. Shove it under the
Technically works.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm going to offer a warranty. Shh, don't talk about warranties. There's no warranty. No warranty. It's not OEM parts, okay? Which is, you're going to get secondhand junker parts, and we're just going to let it go, okay? Just going to let it go.
I could have been, imagine this, but if I hadn't died, I could have been a normal person.
Ugh.
Death probably saved me and made me suave as fuck, boy!
I thought you were going to say, fabulous! And I was going to die. But, death made me...
No death.
Fabulous. Yeah, no, I don't have a death story, but good to know that you've gone the other side and back. Let us know next time when you remember more how the river Styx is. Just saying.
Oh, wide water rafting.
Yeah. No.
While I've never been terrified in that theater, yeah. I will say I have had an experience where I wasn't terrified, but I'm like, maybe I should peace out of here.
Was Jesse particularly grumpy that day?
No, it wasn't in the theater, actually. So it was when we went up to Traverse City for Allie's...
No.
Yeah.
Did I scare you?
No, you did not.
Oh,
no.
Listen. My heart started to sink. This is when I met Cordi. I'm like, oh no, she's scared of me.
Well, actually, now that you bring that up, there's two things that I can think of.
Oh.
No. No, it's not you, but you were involved in one of them.
No.
So we were, this is the very first time Rhenvi and I met. We were put together to carpool to take, a 4-hour journey up north in Michigan. And so on the way up there, we stopped at a gas station.
Mm-hmm.
So Rhenvi could use the restroom.
Oh, yeah, I probably would be.
Yeah, and we got gas as well. But we had, it's like this middle of nowhere exit. There's nothing around except for like that gas station.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sus, my guy, sus.
Oh, Northern Michigan is full of sus. You're welcome.
Yeah. So we stop, and it's like maybe four or six pumps. Nobody else is there aside from the person working the desk inside the teeny tiny little fucking.
Oh, it was one of those, wasn't it?
It was. You walk in, and there literally you can walk the halls. You cannot fit two people across. Everything is just so claustrophobic. And Rhenvi's like, I'm going to go pee. So she goes to the bathroom. The bathroom doesn't lock, first off.
Yeah.
Are you remembering this now?
Somewhat. I think I just had to pee so bad, so I was like, I don't give a shit. Yeah.
And the guy behind the counter was just creepy looking as all fuck. Like, I was going to buy some gum or something. And I'm like, you know what? I don't need this in my life. And I'm like standing there, like outside the bathroom waiting for Rhenvi to get out because I was not going to leave her alone. And some other dude actually like walks in. And I'm like, you're creepy too. I'm like, Rhenvi, pee faster. Pee faster. Pee faster. And we just pieced out of there. And I was like, let's not stop there on the way back home.
See, and I at this point, I hadn't realized like the cues, right? Like that was like we are not fucking stopping there on the way home. Got it?
I think it was more of a mental note. I don't think I voiced that to you, but it was just one of those like, I'm like, okay, we're at exit, whatever the fuck exit it was. Yeah, no, we're not. If she says she needs to pee and we're near this exit, I'm gonna nope. I'm gonna veto that. No. Bam.
You can pee in the field. So what I got from that was it was a person, quote unquote, behind the register. Could have been an SCP. Okay.
Yep.
Possible.
Yep.
You know.
And,
okay.
And Rhenvi.
Rhenvi. Yes, please. I usually wait till I listen to these back, but I'm already hashtagging Rhenvi. Yes.
So The other thing, so basically we were up there for a bachelorette party weekend, and we rented like this house, for the whole thing, for the whole weekend. And like Saturday night, I think it was Saturday night, everyone decided after the stripper was gone and everything, to go out to the club and the bar and, go drink some more and go party. I'm like,
except for
me.
This one decided to stay in the middle of buttfuck up north by themselves in a cabin they don't know. Bet you that was a lot of fun. Go ahead.
Well, that's the thing. Like that weekend, there was also a meteor shower happening. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go outside.
Cool.
I'm gonna
Remember
watch
laying
that.
down in the driveway, looking at that. Yeah.
But I'm like, you know what? Let's go down by the water and go lay on the dock. That'll be cool.
Jason.
Well, I'm laying there for for a while, and I can hear people at different places around the lake, just talking or loud music and something, and I'm there for like a half hour, and then all of that dies down, and all I hear is the water lapping against the shore. And then I hear something disrupt the lapping, and that's when my brain goes, okay, Pamela, please leave me alone. Pamela Voorhees, Jason's mom, was the first killer.
Again, this is why she's going to live forever, because she's like, listen, hey. I know, sweetheart. I know. Just let's be friends, okay?
I'm like,
I get those days too. Leave me alone.
I'm like, Pamela, please just leave me alone. And, the normal lapping comes back. I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe it was just like a fish or something, that whatever. And then something else like 5 minutes later interrupts the lapping. And I'm like, Jason, stay the fuck away from me. Please.
Oh, I wish we would have had you mic'd up to the tits. That'd have been great. Just hearing this like, no.
And so at that point, like the lapping just didn't come back. And I'm like, I think I'm gonna go back to the house now.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it all because my social meter was full and I didn't want to go to the clubs or the bars because I needed my alone time.
I DD'd that. I had bitches in the trunk trying to fit them into the car.
I am so glad I didn't go in the trunk. Oh my god! SUV,
and then the other rows were filled with a lap.
Yeah. So
yeah,
that's probably the legitimate scariest thing that I've experienced in real life. Like,
I just figured you were like, you know what? I would have pulled that had I needed to take like a massive dump, but I've been like, oh my god, I had a little candle, put on some spa music. Like, there's nobody. There's one bathroom.
Yes,
one bathroom.
And how many of us were there? Right. There were like 8 of us.
I think there were like 8 of us. Yeah. I'd have been like, I need to take a colossal shit because whenever it's something like that, I come home and I'm like, I've held it.
The floodgates open.
Women have the innate ability to just hold it forever, as long as I need to until it's safe. Oh my god! And when you do, you just feel like you're literally on South Park, like the size measurement is now in Kirks. How many Katie Kirks is this shit? Just okay, I'm good. And like I feel like I just pooped for like 3 days after things like that. I think I pooped like twice at the con, and I got home and I was like, blah, 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 blah. I'm good now. I'm good now. Oh yeah.
I mean,
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
What about you guys? What's literally the scariest thing that's happened to you in real life? Doesn't have to be paranormal or just creepy like that. It can be like, actual physical harm that could potentially happen to you. Something like that.
I think the scariest thing, because I don't have anything paranormal besides, like, me either thinking I'm losing my brain cells or something actually is happening. I'll never find out. But I think the scariest thing for me is loss of control. So, like, I only have one vivid example, which I never want to live again. But I was, like, a week shy of 18 years old. And I was driving home from my ex-douchebag's house at the time. And I I was hit by a semi-truck on the highway.
Okay.
And it was right near, you'll know this reference, it was right near Rawsonville, where there's 2 sides. There's a wall here and then a wall in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in the far right lane. They were coming up and realized that they had to get over and get off to get on that Michigan Avenue diversion.
Yep.
And they hit my back panel, which caused me to go like this across the highway. I hit the median wall and my car flipped. And that sensation of not being able to just hold yourself and like you are no longer in control and your body is just going like this. And you're just, you can't stop it. You're just in that ride and you have no idea where you're going to end up. And I ended up on my side, in the middle of the highway, and some good person came because I couldn't get out. I'm still short. I'm still chubby. The car was on the side. Okay. Some random good Samaritan pulled off, like punched out the window and grabbed me out. And I would still remember that, like, what just happened. Mm-hmm. This is so crazy. But that sensation of the loss of control is terrifying. It was like, things you aren't fearful of until it happens. And you're like, oh, new fear unlocked. And like, ever since then, anything that's not in my control that happens in or around me becomes like an immense irrational fear. And I'm like, no, no, don't want this. No, I'm good. That's usually, honestly, funny enough, why I drive most places independently, because if I don't feel like it, I'm bouncing. Like, I'll meet you there and I'm leaving. Like, if I don't feel like it, I'm gone. But yeah, that was definitely, I would say, the scariest moment for me ever so far to date. Yeah. Yeah.
I know that my Jesse has a similar fear. It's the reason he doesn't like flying, because he's not in control of the plane. Not necessarily sure I'd want him in control of a plane.
Same. But if I'm being honest. But
I could fly a plane.
No, I don't want you to do that either. Listen, I don't want. I don't want Memory Brother to do it. I don't want you to do it. Like, no, I'm good. For some reason, that's okay with me, because I know that when I get on that thing, it has an intended destination and it'll get there, and it's not supposed to have any deviations. Now, don't get me wrong. If a plane starts, and they always try to tell you, like, hey, we're gonna go through some rough patches. You might have a little bit of turbulence. Cool. You gave me the 411. I know a 411 that I was getting ready to flip across the fucking highway and smash into a wall. So I was like, oh. Where was the, this is your captain speaking, we're gonna go through some turbulence now, I just wanna, let you guys know that, the fasten seatbelt light is on, I didn't have that kind of interaction to be like, oh, by the way, you're about to slam forcefully and flip. Enjoy.
Have fun!
Yeah, so I think I'm okay with that, because I know that there's an A and a B, and there might be some trouble, but we'll get to A and B 99.9% of the time. Okay. If I ever go through something where like a plane's just like, woo, I might rethink it. I might start taking ships everywhere, but we'll figure it out, I'm just saying, so far, it's been okay.
You get on that ship at the end of the day and you're like, Cthulhu, you better fucking behave.
Listen. New fear unlocked. Thank you. Yes. So anyway.
See, I think about that shit when I would be getting onto a fucking ship, and I'm still like, shit! Yeah!
You're like, yeah, this is fine.
I like being on a big boat.
No, the way you said that, you were so proud. Like, I like turtles. I like being on a big boat. Yes. No, my thirsty ass would get caught up in some sirens, and I'd be like, oh, yeah? Oh, I'm so sorry. I fucked up. Like, I thought you were calling me over, lady love. Oh, to murder me. So sad. You're such a pretty mermaid.
Sirens try to fucking lure you in. They regret it. Because you're like, oh, here I come, bitch.
Where are the lies? Because I would immediately swan dive towards them.
Torpedo speed. They're sitting there like, oh, shit.
They'd be like, 6 feet social distance. I'd be like, I thought you told me to pull up. No? Yeah. There you go. There you go. Yeah, Rhenvi the mermaid fucker. You're welcome. I don't regret any of that. In fact, if you are a mermaid, hit me up. But,
oh my goodness.
You're welcome.
What about you, Simon? Anything that's scary?
I mean, the hands down most scary shit for me is the thought of having epilepsy seizures.
Yeah.
Because,
that's real.
One thing is, getting pushed and lose control physically, but when your brain fucking turns against you like that, that's exciting.
I don't think exciting's the word I would use.
It's an experience being like, oh, I am here now. Oh, I am over here now. How did that happen, and why do I feel like I need to vomit everywhere?
Your brain was like, just fucking send it. Like, just whoosh. Oh, no.
Every neuron in my brain is like the fucking SWAT team meme.
FBI, open up!
Thomas the Tank Engine music in the background.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yes. And it's
Meanwhile,
like,
I'm just on the floor going,
Wait a minute. I think that's what happened when he came back to life. They almost fixed it, but they're like, we don't need to deploy the hot fix. It's fine. Let the
Did they have the
software roll
fucking
as
intern engineer on my soul going, yeah, put a bit of glue on it, it'll work.
Listen, some Bondo, we'll just mold it back together. It's good enough. It's good enough. Just let it go.
Give some fucking Flex Seal!
Yep.
Oh, God.
Yep. Oh.
Yeah, that's the biggest one for realistic stuff.
You just need a new electrical grid update. It's okay. We'll get the technology soon to rewire you. Be alright.
So this is kind of off topic, but related to that.
Yeah.
I was about to say, well, we don't have the technology yet, but I'm actually listening to a book on Audible right now about an agency that basically collects all advancements in science and stuff and holds them back from the human race because they're convinced that the human race cannot handle all of these scientific advancements when they come out.
100%. 100%.
Like, nuclear fusion, like perfecting nuclear fusion and anti-gravity and all this shit, because they're like, well, if we make clean, free energy, the world's just gonna collapse. And I'm like, but like there's a whole thing, and I'm like, oh, this could totally be happening. Like, we're talking technology,
Technology!
like stuff that, the book is definitely science fiction, very heavy on the science aspect. Like, the first 2 chapters, I'm sitting there going, do I want to continue this book? Because I did not understand 2 words of the last chapter. But then they get into chapter 3 and beyond, and it starts taking off a little bit more on the fiction portion. But, like, my brain just went, oh, God, what if we're in the Matrix? Oh, God, what if they're holding back technology? Which we know they are, because, like, in the past, stuff that NASA had was not released to the general public and such, and all of that. But, just what magnitude are they holding back from us is the biggest question.
Listen, though, humans are not ready for that shit.
No.
So ethically, it's a good point. I have a dilemma. Who decides who's the gatekeeper of what and why?
Right.
Because my mind immediately goes to like, oh, I agree. We're not ready for that. Wait a fucking minute. Wait a second. Who decided I wasn't ready for that? Hold a whole second. Like, I get like greater good goals, right? But like, who's the greater good?
Mm-hmm.
Who's the gatekeeper? Who's Zool, right? Like, who is like the determinant of when and where and why and how? That sounds like some fucking time variance bullshit, right? Like, okay, it's Loki. I'm like hell up in that. But like, who decided that like we're the gods of this information and therefore we'll let you have it or we won't. Simon, you're not the god. I'm so sorry, baby.
Aww.
Like, and then to that point, who decides their successors?
Right.
Because there's got to be ongoing things for. It sounds so like Freemason-esque, where it's kind of almost. Like, what's going on?
One of the technology is the ability to like lengthen lifespan, but not just by 10 years. We're talking like doubling.
Did we have the same thought?
So
were you thinking penis size? Because I was thinking penis size.
No.
With the push of a button, we can make him dummy thick.
And I just was thinking, okay, sorry, go ahead.
So, but, the reason they haven't released the, life extending technology is that the world's population is already growing out of control, essentially. With the
Can I just have life decreasing? These student loans
Wow.
are something else.
Wow.
I'm just saying,
Why not have loan decreasing?
or just life decreasing. I'm good. I can shave a few years off and not to pay these bitches back.
No. Here's why you want life. I can tell you why you want life lengthening, right? You want
Lengthening? I can't. I'm sorry, go ahead. Yes.
lengthening. This is a thing now. It is a lengthening.
Okay.
You just take and you add 500 years to your life, okay?
No, God, no. Put me in the ground.
Okay.
And then you take your student loans and you fucking stretch that shit out.
No.
Just like 3 pence every month. Well, just enough for you to be like, I'll just save up, and then here you go. Here's all of it.
I would rather
And
eat
now I can
bullets
live
for breakfast.
forever.
No, thank you, though. That sounds... No. That's like taking a loan and being like, would you like to be surrounded with this forever? Even in the afterlife? No, sir. I do not want
No.
that
I
alone
wanna
fun
live-
to me.
I'd like to live forever.
No.
Just because I want to see what depraved horror things is going to be made in the future.
I'd rather
the worst
have
part of you saying that, and just because this is your part of your biology, but your eyes get like scary intense when you're just like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, piercing, scary, intense eyes. You're like, I want to see the depravity of the world. What? What were you saying, Cordy? I'm sorry.
I was going to say I'd rather have a time machine to skip forward to see these horrors than actually have to live through them.
You know what's solid? I'm gonna Rick and Morty with Cordy. That sounds much better than what you're talking about, Chief.
But then here comes the question.
Boy.
Yes.
If you were to live, say, 500 years,
Yeah.
are you aging that entire time?
Nah.
How do you stop the aging process then? Like,
Willpower.
Well, I'm also dead. Got it. Do you want to know what dinner was last night? Manhattans and Sour Patch Kids. Okay, look, I'm halfway there, people. Halfway. Yeah.
the other night, I didn't want to cook, so I made a singular piece of toast and a can of tuna. Just plopped that shit on top and ate it, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Did
we're
you
done.
literally just open it?
Well, no, I
Oh.
drained the water at least. And
Yeah,
then I
they just
just literally, because we don't have mayonnaise or sandwich spread in the house right now.
Man,
I realized
haven't had
that after
a
I
struggle
opened the
meal like
can.
that. This is college. I would commend you. That was great. You're just like, fuck it.
Well, I had got, it was before editing stream, and I usually make stir fry on editing stream days. And I got home, and I was just like, nah, fam, this ain't it today. And I just fucking like tuna, piece of toast. We're good.
See, I didn't want to make anything last night, so I just didn't eat.
Yeah, I have to with my medications.
You want to see the two of us just like drop like ragdolls? Don't feed us and have us take our meds. You'll see how fun that's gonna be. Well, listen, they didn't need 500 years after all. They just took themselves out. Boom. God. Yeah. Mic drop.
I should probably have eaten something.
Yeah. Did you at least eat when you woke up?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking in on you there, champ.
Yeah.
It's not like was it last Saturday? No. Was it? where I completely forgot to eat dinner. Then I woke up too late and I didn't have time for actual breakfast, so I had to go to work on a Saturday and I didn't have time to get lunch.
So I have a question. How reduced is Denmark's population during those hours you didn't eat? Because I feel like murder hits in about 5 hours after a missed meal. So I just need to know. That's a real long time.
I made about 3 pots of coffee during a 5-hour shift.
So you had that too.
I sustained myself.
So you were a cokehead killer. Great. So how many bodies just erased? None. She kicks one in the corner. No, it's fine. They're just bottles. That's fine. Wink, wink. The over-aggressive winking on that was beautiful. You're just like, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Gotcha. Oh my god.
Oh,
No.
Yeah, that was not a fun Saturday.
I don't believe it would be.
No.
No.
But at least the customers were alright, so that's fine.
Yeah, they didn't push your buttons too hard.
No, they lived.
No, they didn't just live. You allowed them to live.
Yes, because I am the judge, jury, and executioner on what humans are ready for, including death and technology. I have decided.
Otherwise, there would be a really nice sale on red paint, I believe. Shades of red.
Yeah, this is a
limited one-time sale.
very true to nature blood red. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
Some of them have textures to really give a pop to your wall. It's just like...
If you're really goth, I've got the ones with the chunks in it.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
that'll be that. I'm just saying, you have a good way of disposing them.
Yeah.
Should they show up like that?
Nobody needs to know. They're gonna know. No.
They don't need to know. They don't need to know. No.
Special paint.
Special. Big old quotations around that. Special paint.
Every can's unique. Except this one. This one's David.
Wait a minute, though. How did you just sell dead bodies in paint cans like mystery boxes? Like, that was fucking perfect. I'm so sorry. Like, what? they're all unique, but that's David. You might, that one's a little bit more money, you know, you never get in there. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Definitely worth at least $100 worth of stuff.
It's like bourbon. It's small batch, single barrel.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Oh,
Small batch, single
I
barrel.
love that we've classified human remains in paint to small batch. That's even, oh my god. Why are we not selling this?
Single barrel and
Is it
David.
illegal? Question mark.
It probably. I don't know.
Just make goth paint. You just need to make black. Was it black and red?
Yeah. I mean, it could be.
Does it contain purple? Is
Purple,
that
I would think is
It can
probably
be purple,
like a deep
and then
purple.
actually like
Deep
accents of
green.
white.
Yeah.
Accents of white.
So we need like 10 different colors. Oh no.
Yeah.
We're doable.
Yeah, we got
Don't
this.
forget the chunkies.
That's an add-on.
Oh,
It's
we're
a
gonna up
mix-in.
the price.
It's a mix-in.
Oh. And you've seen those paint
yogurt.
mixers. That shit will whip that motherfucker around. Oh my god. It would sound like if you're washing or you're drying sneakers in the dryer, just like, it would be so bad.
So it's just like fucking, you just have these really dark, depressing names like fucking Eternal Black or some shit. And then you just got the Redness David.
Yeah. Featuring
Would you like some David?
bits of Patrick. just crumbles. Generic crumbles if you'd like some
What kind of chunks do you want in? Do you want a Patrick, Jacqueline?
Oh my god.
No. I'd like a David base with a little bit of a Megan sprinkling.
Oh, yeah, a little bit of a Jack Gloss. Yeah, you gotta get that finish.
There we go.
Wait, though, but a Peter primer? Mm-hmm. We're gonna need to have a primer. Come on, don't play around. Come on. Absolutely. And maybe some glitter for finishing touches. Just a little bit.
Just a little sprinkle.
A little bit. Yeah. I'm just saying, we're
Then
giving
we
you a
put it
lot
in
of
the
business
fucking shaky
ideas
boy.
here. You could definitely line these things up. Yeah.
Can happen. I don't think there's going to be much of a sales group for it. Like, the target audience is probably
Listen,
really small.
like, I hear you say that, but I'm going to counter with one other thing. Rule 34 exists for everything under the sun.
Yeah.
And the dark web exists. I trust you will find many a peoples to buy your wares.
I'm willing to bet, though, that I, throughout my almost decade of selling paint, I've probably at least sold paint to 1 or 2 people who frequent the dark web.
I mean, I could have been behind someone at Starbucks today. Listen,
Yeah.
is what it is.
Did you know that on average, a person walks by a serial killer 2 times?
Yeah.
2 times or 2 times a day? Like, how what are
2
we saying?
times.
2 times
throughout
in their
your
life.
life, at least on average, it's 2 times. You will casually walk by a person not knowing, and they will never interact with you, but they will be a murderer.
Pretty sure I went...
Simon, are you the one in this group? Because that felt like a calling card. Yes. The silence is deafening.
I feel like you're attacking me because of my Hufflepuff tendencies.
Well, does the glove fit? Shit. I'm just saying.
I feel like we need to have a talk. Don't like you adding me.
Oh, no.
He's brought out the scissors. It's a serious conversation now.
Don't run with them. Do us a favor. You're our emotional support Hufflepuff.
I don't run with
run
scissors. I hang with them.
Oh, God.
Throw me into the fucking sun. I literally can't with you. Jesus. I hang with them. Stop.
I
We
can't.
hang the fuck
I
out.
just can't. No. Why?
It was good, stop. I am the funny.
You are made of it.
So Little Sperm's Halloween EP is coming out soon. All about murder and paint.
Fucking full-on album.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Listen, we gotta line you up for the holiday special, right? Because like we're gonna have to do something with Christmas at some point. But like, might as well start. What?
3 first tracks: murder, paint, murder, paint.
Yes. But don't forget pumpkins. Back to murder
Pumpkin
paint.
spice.
No, you can keep the spice out of that.
Just pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Just like David S. Pumpkins. Just pumpkins.
I was gonna say, like, if it's pumpkin spice, it's a full minute just fucking thrash metal beat. And in the middle of it, it's just like, I don't like it!
You don't say pumpkin spice during the course of the entire thing. That's just the name of the track.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm just coming in and just fucking, I don't like it!
Yes.
For the remaining 2.5 minutes.
You will have definitely had a wide range of genres you will cover in your career. As I don't know if we can classify you as a rapper anymore, but like, a vocal artiste.
Yes.
Just, a little bit of...
I'm an artiste.
Yes. A little pumpkin.
Mwah.
A little pumpkin.
Yeah.
I don't like it. That's it. Mic drop. Heavy metal. Yeah.
Go ahead, friends, and just smash the fucking instruments for 2 minutes.
My mind just thought of like your Thanksgiving song, and it's like nothing but like just music in the background, and like somewhere in the middle, probably the beginning ish. It's like hyped up, and you're like mashed potatoes, and then that's just it. That's it. There's nothing else. It's just mashed potatoes, and then it's totally fine. No.
I mean, that works, but my brain went to, there's, again, 2 minutes of build-up, and then, I don't celebrate it.
Oh, jeez. So rude. I love it. You're like, yeah, and no.
Just, I'm in Denmark.
Right. Suck it, America. That's all you can say, just suck it, America.
This is my America song. Suck it, America.
Suck it.
For legal purposes, we can't release that over here, but you know, we'll put it on the back of this.
It's the B-side. It's fine.
It's the B-side, yeah. Just a little bit of safety and security for that one. That's awesome. Jesus Christ. For legal purposes. They don't mean any threats or anything bad about America. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. Pumpkin spice.
I don't like it.
Jesus. And I had to try to stalk you on social media.
Oh, we're stalking this week. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, it goes along with our fears and threats and murder paint.
It's
where
my kink too.
Yeah.
Where could I find you, Senor Serial Killer?
Oh, that's me.
Yes. Yes, that's you.
Took a second. I'm on Twitter as Warriors Lacey and Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok
Yes.
as Lazy Warriors.
Nice. Core Gremlin Dilla. Where can we find you?
You can find me on the 3 T's, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, at Cordelia Chase, Cordilia Chase, and Rhenvi.
Nice. Twitter, Renegade G, Rhene, capital G on the end. We'll link you to everything else. And don't forget, people, we have other ways to contact us as well for the podcast. We have our own Twitter account, which is StreamlessP, and an email if you'd like to send us any talking points, any feedback, shenanigans, art, commissions, memes. We love it all. It's streamlesspod@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Yes, please take those notes down, young apprentice. This is how we do things, okay?
A footnote. If you want to see an 80% increase in your total happiness, send Lacey Warriors cool animal facts. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure, Chief.
Asterisks may not actually result in increased happiness, but we hope so. Okay.
Perfect. All right, well, until I see you guys again.
Yeah.
Bye. I don't know why I try with these. I can never win against Cordi. I have so many questions. How did you make that sound? Okay.